Well, welcome back inside the coach's room. I'm Petey. Today, we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at the big trade between the Buffalo Sabres and the Utah Hockey Club, sending J.J. Peterka out west, and Michael Kesselring and Josh Doan are headed to Buffalo. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about this trade, but for me, as a former video coach, the only way to break down this trade is to go watch some film. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look over some video and see some of the good, some of the bad, and what teams can expect out of these two players. And I want to talk first about the best player in this trade. And I think the best player in this trade is J.J. Peterka. The 23-year-old German right now, he's a left shot, left wing, but coming in at 6 feet, 189. By the way, I got to say something. We're at the point in the National Hockey League right now that we can tell you how hard a shot is from the blue line, and we can, within centimeters, we can tell you where a player is on the ice when he took the shot. We can tell you the speed of the player on the ice. Can we get heights right? Like I have not had the opportunity to stand next to J.J. Peterka. I don't know how tall J.J. Peterka is, but if he's 6 feet, dude, look at the film. Maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Please, someone from Buffalo or someone that has stood next to J.J. Peterka, tell me if he's 6 foot tall. It doesn't look like he's 6 foot tall on the ice. And I guess NHL, let's get it right. But that brings up one of the bigger points about J.J. Peterka is his size. He does a lot of things right, and he's an unbelievably high skill player with a really good motor. He gets to the net, can shoot, and do all those little things. But we're going to talk about his size as this goes on. He's a player who was drafted second round in Buffalo in 2020. He's played 238 games. He's got 150 points already in the National Hockey League. He's got 67 goals. So let's go to the film. Let's see what makes J.J. Peterka J.J. Peterka. Let's see some of the things that Utah hockey fans can expect out of this speedy winger. And right now, that is it. It's his speed. His ability to get through the neutral zone, to get from one end of the ice to the other and make plays like this. As you see him coming through the neutral zone, okay, good stick. We're going to see that over and over again, the ability for J.J. Peterka to separate players from the puck and create possession for himself. And you can see here he creates possession, but then he uses the speed to get around players and he throws pucks at the net. He's got really good speed, and he uses that stick to his advantage. And again, you're going to talk about his speed and his ability to get pucks up the ice. Here he is coming through the neutral zone again with speed. Used a little play at the blue line, but then he comes with more speed. And look at this play. It's a one-on-two with two back checkers. Not afraid of that. His ability to use his stick and use his hands in small areas and tight spaces to make plays like this and get an opportunity towards the net and draw a penalty. And again, we talk about his speed through the neutral and his awareness. He does want the puck back. That's one thing about Peterka. When he doesn't have the puck, he wants it back. And he's going to go get it. And he's going to pursue it with his speed. And he's going to get that good stick out again and get pucks going back the other way. So Utah can expect this guy to create off the rush and generate scoring chances by driving the net hard. And again, draws another penalty. And that's what happens when you use your speed and get pucks to the net. And he's very talented. We talk about his speed and his ability to get up the ice, but we also have to talk about his hands and his skill level. This is a high-skilled guy. Again, it's a one-on-two and his ability to get through those players and make a play like this and finish it off while he's falling down. Kid's got high skill, and he's young. At 23 years old, you don't know what the ceiling is on J.J. Peterka, but you're going to find out in Utah because you got him locked up for a very long time. When we talk about his ability to get from one end of the ice to the other, again, you're going to see that speed and his ability to turn defense around. And if they're not ready for him and if they're standing still, he is going to surprise people and get around them and make plays like this at the net. He's a guy that can score. Utah needs more goal scoring and more secondary scoring. J.J. Peterka can provide that for them. He's a guy that's going to bring offense to the mountains. He's a guy that's going to bring offense to Utah. The other thing he can do besides his speed, and here he is again on the outside, bringing that speed to the outside lane, driving hard, but then he's got this. He's got a shot. And he's beating goalies clean in the National Hockey League from outside the dot. It's a quick release. Goalies aren't ready for it, and he's able to beat them on that far side. And it's not just like he does it once. Here he is against the Boston Bruins again on that outside lane, outside the dot, and he takes that shot and he takes the far side and again beats the goaltender clean. He's got an amazing shot coming with speed, and he does it while he's moving, and it's an incredibly quick shot. He's got that quick release that can beat goaltenders clean. And that's something, again, that Utah is going to need, that ability for him to score. And again, you see it, how quickly that puck is on and off his stick, and he's able to get the puck past the goaltender because he is moving while he's releasing the puck. He's a great job at release, quick release. He's got a dangerous shot. And we talked about that stick again and his ability. He doesn't have the puck. So what's J.J. Peterka going to do? He's going to get that puck back. Again, it's a good stick. creates the turnover, and as he drives the net, trusts his shot, and he's able to beat the goaltender clean from the dot. Again, we talk about his stick and his ability to separate players from the puck. Look at this. Against Victor Hedman, he's able to get in, tap the stick, and able to make a play like this because of his ability to use his stick. And it's not just offensively. He's got a high motor, and he is going to play at both ends of the ice, and he is going to work hard to get back, and you're going to see him in the back check. This is a guy that doesn't just play offensively. He does want the puck back, so he's going to work really hard in the defensive zone. So expect him to be a guy that's going to play 200 feet and recover pucks. He's also extremely talented on the power play. And this is going to be interesting when we see Utah, because we've seen Dylan Guenther from this area of the ice with his shot and one-timer. And that's where Peterka stands on the other side of the ice. If Utah can get this as a dual threat, I'm not quite sure where Keller's going to stand. There's too many options in Utah right now for the power play. And that's a good thing, because Peterka from this side of the ice right now, he is an absolute scoring threat. Again, we talk about how low he is in the zone. There he is from the dot. Here he is on this one from the dot. Quick release, one-timer, beats the goaltender clean again on the power play. We've seen Draisaitl from that spot over and over again. But one of the things he can do is he can get it from these tight angles. This is below the dot. Like, this is a tight angle. And he's able to put this one in on the power play from there. And you're going to see it again from these tight angles, drifting. He's almost at the goal line, and his ability to score on the power play in that area of the ice. And again, for Utah's power play to have multiple threats in multiple areas of the ice is only going to help their power play. This is a good pickup for the Utah power play. Now, there are some things with J.J. Peterka. He's 23. He's still making mistakes. Let's face it, he's still got some room to grow and to get better. And one of the things we showed him beating players 1-on-2, 1-on-3, 1-on-4, well, sometimes that can get him into trouble. As you can see him coming off the wall, he's got so much confidence in his hands right now. He sees the lane and he thinks, I can shoot that lane. But sometimes he turns the puck over because he tries to do a little bit too much, and he thinks he can get through areas where he can't. He needs to make a better play. So sometimes that can cause him some trouble. And we talked about his size again, can be an issue. And when you get against some of these big defensemen in the National Hockey League, it can be an issue, and they can push you off the puck and get pucks going back the other ways and generate turnovers. And again, we talk about his ability of his strength and size along the walls. Can that be an issue for J.J. Peterka? It might be. And I think that you're going to see a lot of the small slight wingers for the Utah Hockey Club can be a problem. And these battles are battles they're going to need to win. So either Peterka's got to move the puck quicker in these situations, or he's going to have to move his feet quicker, because those battles along the wall he can struggle with at times. And you're going to see him again here, his ability to get pushed off the puck and then the puck go the other way. And again, along the wall, these wall battles where he's outnumbered and outmanned and pushed off the puck can be a problem for JJ. With open ice and his ability to use his stick and his speed through the neutral zone, he's absolutely elite. But we talked about the size on this team, and you got three young stars now. You got Peterka with Cooley and Guenther. I don't know if they're going to play together. I like that line, but I'm not making the lines. Wait for Andre Tourigny to come up with something on what they're going to do in training camp. But again, we talk about their size, and that can be an issue for Utah. You've got Krause. You've got McBain's got to get signed. You're going to have to get some size. Daniil Boots coming from the KHL this year. And we know Bill Armstrong continually talks about size in the Utah Hockey Club lineup. They're going to have to find it in the forward group. And it's going to be important because right now they're top six. If you include Schmaltz, Keller, and Hayton, they need some size. So Peterka is going to be a big asset in his ability to create offense, get the puck up the ice, use his speed, dangerous on the power play, great shot. But they are going to have to get some strength so they can win those one-on-one battles along the wall and get their top goal-scoring players the puck. So what's going back the other way? Time to talk about Michael Kesselring. And there's a guy you might not know, especially people in Buffalo might not know Michael Kesselring. He's a 25-year-old right-handed defenseman. By the way, that's a big key here. Teams need right-handed defensemen. He's from New Hampshire. He's 6'5", and dude is every bit of 6'5". And we'll show how he uses his height to play on the back end. Drafted in the 6th round by Edmonton, a late-round pick, and he came to Arizona through the Nick Bjugstad trade, sending Nick Bjugstad to Edmonton for a playoff run a few years ago. He's played 156 games in the National Hockey League, and he's got 53 points. Some of the strengths of Michael Kesselring, and it starts with his size and his ability to skate. Those two things combined make him a very skilled defenseman off of the rush. So you're going to see as he's defending the rush here, even when he's off balance, his ability to use his size and his strength and his reach to keep the play to the outside. He can keep plays to the outside of the dots, which is going to be a valuable thing for the Buffalo Sabres, so he can keep those scoring threats away from the front of the net. And I know they're little details, but it's those kind of things that make Michael Kesselring so good. He's got the quick feet, so he's able to keep up with players trying to get to the outside. And again, look at how he approaches them. He pivots his hips, and he keeps his stick in the lane so they can't get the puck to the front of the net, keeping the danger out from the front. And again, his ability to protect that outside lane and keep the puck to the outside using his reach and his body size to keep the puck to the outside. That defending is going to be an asset for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, he's young, and he still makes mistakes on these rush reads. And you're going to get frustrated at times, Buffalo, that you're going to see him make mistakes on these rush reads. But that happens to a young defenseman. And it takes them longer to develop than it does a forward. So be patient with Michael Kesselring because he can make plays like this and keep people to the outside, which brings up his reach. And when you see that 6'5" frame and his ability to get his stick to the inside and break up plays like this inside because players can't get around that reach, that's a huge asset in the middle of the ice for Michael Kesselring. He's also got getting into his 6'5" frame. He's going to have to get stronger. He does have some stick strength and some body strength, but look for that to be a part of his game that's going to develop over time, that he's going to get stronger and he's going to be able to push people off of the puck and be able to separate players in the defensive zone. I think that is going to be one of his strongest assets as he continues into his career. And again, we talk about his stick and his ability to use his stick in front of the net, and it's little plays like this, the little things that you might not notice that make you appreciate the way Michael Kesselring defends. And again, it's his stick and his reach and his ability to break up plays in front of the net by using that 6'5" frame and keeping pucks away from the blue paint. And I want to see his skating. His skating for a guy of his size, it's amazing to watch him move at times. And here he is going back to retrieve the puck on a breakout, and his ability to get there quicker, turn on a dime, and get the puck going back up ice. He's more offensively gifted than he was getting credit for. And you see some of the plays like this that Michael Kesselring can make through the neutral zone. His ability to think offense right away, he recognizes the change, he recognizes the situation, and he gets his feet moving. Buffalo needs this from the right side. They need a defenseman on the right-hand side that can attack the net and create offensively like this. You're going to see it again on the transition through the neutral zone, his ability to get the puck up the ice, but not just do that, but use his feet and his hands to get the puck in the offensive zone and trying to create offense from using his speed and his hands through the neutral zone. He anticipates. He's going to join in the rush. You're going to get a four-man rush when Michael Kesselring is on the ice. He's going to try to create offense using his speed through the neutral zone. And again, here he is getting through the neutral zone and scoring against the St. Louis Blues because he joins the rush. And again, you're going to see him join the rush against the Duck, last man in, which brings up his next strength. He's got a great shot. And this is one of those shots that you release and it just gets through. And he's going to keep the puck in the offensive zone because of his speed and his ability to move his feet. Here he is against Nashville using his speed and his confidence to go down and pinch. Now, he's 25, and he's going to get better, and he's going to get more confident, but he uses his speed and his skill, pinch, keep the puck in the offensive zone. You're going to see that over and over again. Here's against the Dallas Stars where he gets down low in the zone, anticipates the puck, pinches down low, and he's able to keep the puck in the offensive zone and allow the Utah Hockey Club to maintain more time in the offensive zone, all because of his confidence in his feet. You can see it over again here with Calgary, pinching down low because he's got aggressive and he's confident in his feet and he can move his feet quickly, keep puck in the offensive zone. Again against Dallas, comes down low in the zone at the top of the circle. Again, uses his good stick, good reach, keeps the puck in the offensive zone. So he's a guy that's going to maintain more offensive zone time for Buffalo, which is allowing to keep and gain more offensive opportunities. The other thing is he's active. What that means is he's going to come in off of the blue line to help generate offense. And that, again, is his offensive upside and his ability to generate and use his feet. And you're going to see him from the back end come in off of the blue line, and he's going to attack the net. And again, that's a really good move for a guy that's 6'5". And he continues on with the puck and, again, maintains offensive zone time. And he's got that shot. We talked about his shot. You're going to see how active he is, his ability to pull pucks, beat the player one-on-one, and then get a shot like this from the top of the circle. He's got a real wiry wrist shot that he can shoot from anywhere. And you're going to see it here deep in the zone, his ability to use this wrist shot, change position, move the puck into the middle of the ice, and then fire this through a crowd. He's got a real dangerous shot, and you're going to see it at times. Here he is in overtime on the power play. Again, dangerous shot, walks in, and beats the goaltender clean. Here he's again on the power play, and he's able to beat the goaltender clean with that shot. So there are so many things on his upside, but he's still young. And at times, with his offensive upside and his ability to carry the puck, sometimes he wants to do a little too much. And right now, instead of making the easy play, he's got to recognize danger, and he's got to find a time when he needs to move the puck. And he can't turn over pucks like this and put his team in a difficult situation below the goal line. And you're going to see it again here against Nashville, where you just got to recognize what the play is, and you can't hold on to the puck for so long that you create a turnover and create up opportunities, and then follow up that mistake with another mistake and not get to the front of the net and help defend. So yes, there are some downsides here. He is again getting pushed off the puck low in the zone where he doesn't move the puck quick enough, or he throws the puck up the middle of the ice. So as a young defenseman, he's going to have to learn to make fewer mistakes in the defensive zone with his puck play. Absolutely. And he's going to have to learn to adjust to rush reads better. There is absolutely no doubt that he's going to have to do that. And there are times in the defensive zone that he gets lost. Part of that is the system he plays. And he's still learning to play in the National Hockey League. But he's a player that I think does have a higher ceiling than people expect. I do think he is a second-pair defenseman in the National Hockey League, and I think he's going to be a big, valuable asset to the Buffalo Sabres offensively, and I do think he's going to improve defensively. I think this is a good get for the Buffalo Sabres, and I think you're going to be surprised at how well he plays on the right side. The last piece of this is Josh Doan. He's a 23-year-old kid out of Scottsdale, Arizona, right wing, right shot, has played center at times, 6'2", just about 200 pounds, drafted in the second round by the Arizona Coyotes, played 62 games, and he's still trying to find his way in the NHL. I mean, he's been up and down with the minor league club in Tucson for the last couple of years, but I'll tell you this, and I need to speak to Josh Doan because I know Josh Doan, and I saw Josh Doan grow up here in Arizona, and I will say this, I was wrong on Josh Doan. When he was 10 years old, they said he was too small. Kid can't play. He's not going to play junior. He's too small. Goes to the USHL and leads the Chicago USHL team in scoring. Well, he can't go any from there. He's not quick enough. Can't skate well enough. He's going to ASU, play ASU hockey, going to the NCAA. I don't know if his skating's strong enough that he can survive in the NCAA. And then he is one of the top rookie goal scorers in the NCAA. He scores the first goal in the history of Mullet Arena. Becomes a captain of that program, and he proved me wrong again. Then he left to go turn pro, and he said, well, I said he's going to be a third-line American League player. He's, he works incredibly hard, and he's a smart player, but I don't know if he's got the foot speed, the strength, and the skill to play higher in the third line. Wrong again. Top-line player for the Tucson Roadrunners, one of the players out in every situation, becomes a leader on and off the ice, and he gets called up. And everything he did in Arizona, when he got called up to the Arizona Coyotes, one thing about Josh Doan is he does it right. He's not going to be a guy that goes, wows you off the page when you watch him play, but when you study his game and watch him, he's going to do it right. Works incredibly hard on and off the ice. Everybody likes him. Unbelievable teammate. Sacrifices everything team first, player second. Always with Josh Doan. So guys like to play with him and for him. Does things the right way. The little plays you want him to make as a coach, he makes. You can trust him on the ice offensively and defensively. And he's a guy you want to have on your team because he just brings everybody together. So let's go to the film a little bit and look at Josh Doan. And these are things that you might not notice. This isn't going to be the J.J. Peterka that's going to go use his speed and skill to beat players up the ice. That's not Josh Doan. Josh Doan's going to make plays like this. In the offensive zone, he's the third forward high, and as the play continues, he's going to recognize there's danger. I got to get back. He gets himself in an above position, and from this position, he's able to create a turnover and get the puck going back the other way. It's simple, but it's smart. And when he forechecks, again, you're going to see him coming into the zone late, and he's high in the zone, and you recognize the options that this player has, and he gets to the wall. And when he gets to the wall, he creates a turnover, and again, the Utah Hockey Club's able to keep the puck in the offensive zone, and he works to keep the puck alive and get the puck at the net. Small details, but they're important. You're going to see him off of the faceoff here against the St. Louis Blues. Again, St. Louis is on their way. They've got the puck, and they're going to go into the offensive zone. Until they don't. Because Josh Doan makes a really good small play, taps the stick of the player, creates the turnover, and now they have the puck. It's the little things that you might not notice, and they don't go, oh, that's incredible. No, these are the little plays that make a difference. And if you need a player to dump and chase and not stick handle through four guys and not lose the puck, tell Josh, dump the puck and go get it. Because then he'll go dump the puck and go get it. Because that's the right play. That's the smart play. Dumps the puck in, stays above it, and helps get in there and create turnovers and get the puck to the net. The other thing about Josh Doan is this is where he likes to create offense, is he's going to get to the net. He's going to get to that area of the ice, and he's going to create turnovers. You're going to see here again on the breakup, doesn't handle the breakout pass, but he doesn't quit. He doesn't stop. His motor is always going, and he's always thinking, again, that good stick, pursuit, stays with it, and he makes the play. And he's got a never give up attitude on the ice and off the ice. And you're going to see, again, his stick pursuit, his ability to chase pucks down, use his stick, chase it down, and create turnovers because he is going to work. You're not going to outwork Josh Doan when he's on the ice. Again, it's these little details you're going to see out of Josh here where it looks like it's a turnover and you're going to go, this is Kyrou going the other way. This is a really good player for the St. Louis Blues. But Doan doesn't stop. Lifts the stick and they're going back the other way. It's the little plays that make a difference with Josh Doan. In the defensive zone coverage, again, we talk about his ability to recognize danger, checks his shoulder, sees where the trouble is, recognizes the danger, doesn't chase the puck, doesn't get puck focused, knows where the danger is, and breaks up the play with a good stick. Again, little plays that make a big difference. And offensively, yeah, he's going to score some goals. He's going to get to the net. And this is the area where he excels because he's going to fight to get to that blue paint. He's going to work hard to get opportunities like this at the blue paint and create havoc around that area of the ice. And he's going to get power play time. He's going to be a second power play unit guy at times because he can go to that area of the ice. He's not afraid to play in the front of the net, gets his big body in front of the net, and he's going to work to create offense in front of that net. You're going to see him do the same thing off of the rush. Again, we talk about smart players. He knows I've got to get to the net. He's always going to drive the net off the rush. He's always going to get to the blue paint off the rush, and he's going to try to generate offensive opportunities from right inside the blue paint. And you're going to see it again here against the Nashville Predators, his ability to drive the lane using his big body and size, trying to get an offensive opportunity at the net. And sometimes it pays off. So, what is Josh Doan? He's going to get to the front of the net. He's going to work hard. He is going to help provide offense because look at this work ethic that he has getting to the net and driving hard. He works. So in this trade, J.J. Peterka for Kesselring and Doan, who wins it? Honestly, you don't know. One thing about trades, it's always going to have to be down the road when you see this, but I think both teams win. I think Buffalo was in a situation where they needed to move J.J. Peterka. He wanted out. He's an RFA. This wasn't going to work out. You got to move him on. And in return, you get two players that I think people don't know, but they don't understand how good these players are and how good they can fit into what Buffalo Sabres are trying to do. Put Josh Doan with McLeod on a third line that works and gets to the net hard, and that's a line you can trust. Michael Kesselring on the right-hand side, just wait. He's going to provide some excitement from that side. He's going to provide some size from that side, and he's still young. So I think this is a good trade for both sides. Well, I want to say thanks again for coming inside the Coach's Room, watching a little video with me today. So make sure you subscribe to Inside the Coach's Room. Over the summertime, got a lot of things coming up. I'm still working on Inside the Bubble, a little long-form documentary with some pictures and videos that I took in the bubble of 2020. We've got that coming up, and I am going to still work on more video. It's coming. And make sure you subscribe to Inside the Coach's Room. Thanks for coming today. I'm Petey, and we'll see you at the rink.